Hello and welcome to my channel. This is my life for IR, and today I want to talk about the Sony A6400 again. Because when the camera first got announced, I was pretty disappointed. And I was very vocal about it. I was like ranting about it. I made a video ranting how bad the camera was, and the pricing was really ridiculous, and such because of the lack of IBIS, and the price was much higher than I expected. But then after, how long has it been? After all this time, I've been thinking and collecting other infos, and maybe I changed my mind. So recently I watched another just random video. Someone got a Canon 80D as their vlogging camera, and it's something cheap they can just get to shoot whatever, for YouTube. So I thought, okay, so the 80D is the go-to camera for Canon shooters for vlogging. It must be a very cheap camera. And look it up on Amazon. It costs 900 euros, more than 900 euros, almost 1,000. With the lens, it's gonna cost over 1,000. And I was like, what? That's ridiculous. Who's gonna buy this thing? It doesn't have 4K. It cannot compete with the Sony APS-C lineup almost anyway, except there's the Canon has flippy screen. It's like Sony cameras are a million times better, but cost much less. Considering if you want to get only 1080p, you can get A6000. That costs really little. How much I don't remember, but yeah, it's very little. A6200, you can shoot one of the best 4K in consumer camera you can find. That costs only 600, 700 euros, body only. It's much cheaper than the 80D. So why do you get 80D? And that made me think of the price of the A6400 again. I think since the Canon 80D with a flippy screen is priced at 900 after all those years, then why can't Sony price their much better camera at 900 euros at release? So yeah, I guess I just didn't know that other cameras existed. I was looking at the Sony cameras that came out 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I thought they should be cheap. They should be just as cheap as these cameras, the old cameras. That was too naive. But one day the price will drop. A6400, someday it will become 700 euros, body only. And at that time, I will buy it. I'll sell my A6200. I'm gonna buy A6400 because it has all the things I want, except the in-body stabilization, of course. It has a flippy screen. What else it has? It has faster autofocus, but that's not exactly what I want. Like not exactly what I need. Like, yeah, who doesn't want the best focus in the world? But for me personally, it's not necessary. Like A6300 already has very extremely fast autofocus for me, so that's sufficient for me. So still there's some drawback about the A6400. I still think it has its weaknesses and shortages. So for example, the mic is gonna, if you mount it on a hot shoe, it's gonna block the flippy screen, which is a horrible design. But I mean, you can solve it by adding some accessories such as a small rig or what's it called, the L rig or something, L something, the thing that goes below a camera and on the side you can mount the mic on the side, but that looks ridiculous and it's uncomfortable when you hold the camera. I don't know, I never tried that, but I don't want to try that. But I like the idea of small rig. The small rig, it really adds some really nice weight onto the camera, and the camera doesn't feel that flimsy anymore. It feels more sturdy and nice. I don't know. Yeah, that could be a nice solution. Another thing is it doesn't have in-body image stabilization. You just imagine how good it's gonna be if you could have in-body image stabilization. You can shoot with this Sigma 16mm f1.4 as a vlogging lens. It's gonna be awesome. This lens is gorgeous for vlogging. Yeah, too bad. Too bad it doesn't have in-body stabilization. People say that it doesn't work that well in video. You can't really tell the difference. It makes a difference. It makes a lot of difference when you're shooting, for example, B-rolls, or you want to shoot something still. Like I understand that when you walk, when you are moving, it's gonna be shaky no matter what. It's gonna be shaky with or without stabilization. But there are many occasions, many situations you need to shoot something still, and these are the moments that the IBIS is gonna shine. Because, for example, if you want to shoot some close-up B-roll shots, if you had the IBIS, it's gonna look very smooth, much more smooth than you shooting with without any stabilization. Yeah. Also, when you're talking, like when you're, I don't know, standing on the mountain or whatever, and you hold the camera trying to talk, and without any stabilization, it's gonna just be shaky. Yeah. Luckily for vloggers, I believe most vloggers like ultra wide angle lenses, so I think the 10 to 18 is gonna be the top choice for vloggers. So since that lens has OSS, I guess the problem is solved for most of the vloggers. But for those of you who love using Sigma 16, it's gonna be a bummer. What else? I guess that's it. Yeah, 6400. Yeah, it is supposed to be more expensive than A6300. Of course, if the price is lower than A6300, of course people are gonna just buy the A6400 instead of A6300. And they don't want to drop the price of A6200 that much, because they still have lower end models such as A6000 and A5100, and these cameras. They still want those cameras to survive. They cannot just infinitely reduce the price of an older model. Yeah, but in the meantime, it's gonna be cheaper than A6500. But anyway, someday I'll get that camera. I'm gonna trade in. I'm gonna sell my A6200 to get that camera. I don't know, if I need. Alright, that's it for this video. It's been 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes. Why am I talking so much? I needn't talk so much, and it's low battery on this camera. Why am I shooting 60p? Alright. I don't really want ads in between the video. I'm gonna just cut it here. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.